Live from PATV Studios, it's the Lyle Style Show. And now, the man with the most style, it's your host, Lyle Style.
Yeah. Hey, I'm on the air. Welcome to, we've been talking. Welcome to the Lyle Style Show. I'm on the air, and I have a wonderful guest. My guest, she's a brilliant illustrator of children's books, and I'm glad to present Claudia McGehee.
Right.
It's not McGee, it's McGehee. We got to make sure. So welcome to the show, Claudia.
Thanks, Lyle.
I really appreciate that you're doing it. We were talking before the show started about a little background, how you started, and a background that we met at my job, and how I didn't realize that you was really involved in this and doing this brilliant work of yours.
Well, thanks.
So, I appreciate that. So I want to talk quickly about you and your little background, so the viewers can kind of know a little bit how you started doing illustration and stuff.
Okay. Well, I always loved to draw and illustrate when I was a kid, but I also love history. So when I got to college, I wanted to study anthropology, and I did archaeology as an undergrad and museum work, but I was always drawing the artifacts that we would find. And then a few years later, when my husband and I moved to Iowa City, I'd gone back to art school because I thought, I'm going to take this one level higher and study illustration professionally. And when we got to Iowa City, I decided to just do illustration alone. So I hung up my shingle, and I started to do commercial work first. So one of my first clients locally was the Java House.
Okay, yeah.
And I did to-go cups for Tara Crombaugh at the Java House, and
Tara Crombaugh, who's?
She's the owner of the Java House here in town, and that was one of my first jobs, along with the University of Iowa. Lots of different clients there, and that's how some of my first children's books came to be.
Really?
Was through the University of Iowa Press.
And how they find you and find you doing?
I had done some work for them for some of their adult books, books on nonfiction and natural history, because I've always loved to draw nature, and that's my second book.
Oh, this is your second book. I'm gonna put this up so people can see that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's okay. So you've been, because you like to do like a lot of outdoor scenes.
I do.
That
Yeah.
type of thing
I've always
with
been an
people.
outdoors girl.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And even though I didn't start out in illustration to begin with, I think everything you do in life kind of adds to the next job that you do.
Right.
You know.
Yes. Exactly.
So,
exactly. So your work is amazing.
well, thanks.
Your work is amazing, and now you do have some things here
I do.
to kind of let people know a little bit about what. Okay, now what you want to show us?
Well,
first a little bit?
I'll give the viewers just an introduction in the kind of medium that I use, the art medium. It's called scratchboard, and scratchboard is, I'll show you this one here, is a very thin cardboard that's covered with India ink, black India ink.
Yep.
And I take a really sharp implement like an X-Acto blade, and I scratch off what I want white and leave what I want black.
Oh, really?
So all the illustrations that I do are the result of this scratching.
Wow.
Where I leave what I want white and keep what I want black.
Dang, how in the heck?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's kind of like, it looks like a woodcut if people are familiar with that old-fashioned looking image.
Yeah.
But I actually work kind of like a sculptor. I work in reverse, kind of subtractive drawing, what we call. So
yeah. Now, I like that particular one that you got there on your.
This little one here.
Yeah. Now that's at the Java House, isn't it?
Well, it's a little deer, and I'm always drawing things that are. Yeah. She's kind of sleeping.
Sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like. Yeah.
And this is before I color them. So the next step is to finish the scratchboard illustration. That's all in black and white. And then I scan it into my Mac computer, and then I make a print of this black and white work onto watercolor paper.
Okay.
And then I color that.
Okay, now what's the big paper, that big one?
Big paper. Well, this will show a little bit of my process for books.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
okay.
So it starts with a pencil sketch.
Pencil sketch.
Yeah.
What type of paper is that?
This is just a vellum that it's nice and thin, so
yeah.
I can kind of erase when I make mistakes and then add when I don't, when I'm all ready to go. And then I put it onto scratchboard, and
which is
yeah, that's a scratchboard.
Okay.
I transfer it with chalk onto the to the top of the scratchboard.
Okay.
And then I make a print of it like this in my in my computer.
What type of paper is this?
And this is a heavy watercolor.
Okay.
So it makes a nice, it's almost like a coloring page, like a children's coloring page. Because at this point, it comes out of the computer onto this, onto the printer, onto the page, and then I make the color version of it too.
Color. Oh, look at the color.
With watercolor.
With the watercolor. So you do all that is
pencils
watercolor.
and
You did
things.
that.
And then at that stage, this particular drawing was for a book. And so this was the final.
The final process.
The final drawing went into the book, and this is how it will look when it's got all the
into the book, into the actual book that you're going to
when
be.
it has the words and after it's
words
been printed.
after printed to go to stores and
Yeah.
that type of people. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a process right there. I mean,
it is. It's a lot of work, and the scratchboard part itself takes. Well, something this size, like this fish here, would take about 4 hours to scratch, maybe. So the ones that are a little bigger take a lot longer.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, and this is before I've thought about, composition, what I'm going to draw.
Right.
Yeah.
And okay, you have and these are little, you showed me this a little bit.
Yeah.
This is your.
So this is an artist's portfolio. And nowadays portfolios are online a lot, and it's what you show clients to show what your particular style is like, Lyle.
Okay.
Yeah. So this would show my best work and the work that I'm proud of, most proud of.
Wow.
So it would give a little bit of
the feel of
variety of what I do.
Right.
And this particular portfolio is all my illustrated books.
Okay, good.
I have other portfolios of my more commercial work.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Is that somewhere in
A little.
print? Yeah.
Not in print, but I make prints of them. A kind of sideline that I do now that I'm working more towards is selling my work online. So there's a online art store called Etsy.
Yeah.
ETSY. And I have a shop there, and I sell prints and
and how's that working out with you?
Pretty good. It's a nice sideline to my commercial work. And sometimes I sell prints that appear in the books. Yeah. And
wow. Especially now, this book of you, book that you got, is your second book.
Yes.
Yes,
My
I
second
like
book.
that.
Yeah.
The second book.
I did the Tallgrass alphabet first.
Okay.
And then I kind of followed up with the counting book after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I kind of started with children's primer books or primer books. Yeah.
It's a good read. It's a good read.
It's a fast read.
It's a fast read with university. I was looking through it and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of background about you. It's really good. Oh wow.
It does.
The colors are amazing.
Oh, thanks.
The colors are amazing in here.
It was.
I like the colors in her books.
That's a nice big spread. So
yes, it is.
I got to do a bigger illustration there.
Yes, it's really nice. The colors are amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my first 3 books were with the University of Iowa Press. So that was really nice because they were local. I could go and connect with them. But the rest of my books have been with more national and regional presses.
Like, let's see, Minnesota?
Minnesota, University of Minnesota, Minnesota Historical Society Press, and a publishing house in Seattle called Sasquatch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's what you're from. You're from the northwest.
Northwest. Grew up outside of Portland, Oregon. Yeah. So Yep.
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, that's where my
Wow.
parents still live.
Wow. Okay. How'd you wind up in Washington?
Well, my husband Dan got a job with the university in
Okay.
1993. So we didn't think we were going to stay here for 20 years, but we did. So, but it was good for me because Iowa City just is a great community to do what I do. People love art.
Yes. No, this is art. This is art town.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
so
it
if
really
you're
is.
a musician, if
Yes.
you're an academic, I
Yes.
mean, Iowa City, we always say Iowa City is the best daily drive that you can have.
I know. And now you do. Now these are little coffee mugs.
Yeah.
That
To-go cups.
To-go cups, yes, with your art on it.
Yep.
And what a beautiful thing it is. I love to see. This is a really wonderful cup. You know,
Thanks.
I'm gonna keep this. I like this. 1994.
Yeah, that's an older one, but I've
Yes,
been working
yes, the
at the
new
Java
ones.
House or with the Java House for gosh,
Ooh.
coming up 20 years.
And producing different cups. So
Yeah.
so everybody that goes to Java House sees your artwork.
Yeah, they not only see my artwork, but I always say that you've probably thrown my artwork away. Yeah, because everybody.
Yes, you have. Oh,
you might
God, what is-
recycle, but
yes,
I
recycle.
hope you do.
Yeah, we have to
Yeah.
recycle. Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Yes, hey, this is an amazing. This is an amazing. You're an amazing illustrator, and wow, just now you started out, you know, on the East Coast. I mean, the West Coast.
Yep.
Doing that, and now also I know that you won different awards for your work, for your children's books.
Yeah, mostly for my children's books.
And, okay, and what type of awards have you?
Oh, book selling awards, Midwest Bookseller Award, and there was an award called the Moonbeam Award, which comes out of Chicago, and
Wow,
I
that's a
think
big city.
the Woodland Counting book won
Which one?
first place, a golden Moonbeam.
This one right here.
Yeah.
This one won award for your work. Okay.
And that's always gratifying
yes, I love it.
as an illustrator to get some kudos.
Your
here
husband
and
was
there.
telling your husband was telling me that. Yeah, I said what? He said yeah. You should get it on your show. I said I'm on it.
No. Well, it's nice that
Yeah.
there's visual things to show.
Yeah,
and-
definitely. I mean, okay, now illustration. You do commercial work, so
Yeah.
you do for different people. You do illustration like commercial illustration.
Yeah, like logos
Okay.
and T-shirt design,
Okay.
package design.
Okay.
Since I've been doing kids' books, they take a lot of time.
Yeah.
So the last 2 or 3 years, that's what I've been doing almost exclusively.
Kids' books,
But,
yeah.
I did do a very large permanent exhibit for a museum in Manhattan, Kansas.
Oh,
so
wow.
but it was based on some of my children's illustrations. So it was kind of half commercial and half a children's book.
Oh
so,
wow, okay,
yeah.
okay. So people, yeah. So is that still in Kansas? It's still in
It
the
is. It's still in
museum?
Manhattan, Kansas. It's the part of the Flint Hills Discovery Center. So when you
Okay.
go in, there's a giant mural that wraps around this huge lobby, and my prairie chickens and tall grasses and critters that live in the prairies, they're all about 8 or 9 feet tall. So they're
Wow,
really
wow,
big.
wow.
They're about as tall as this room.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. That's one of my
Amazing.
biggest jobs.
Yeah,
So.
literally your biggest job right there. Yeah, yes.
Literally.
Wow,
Yeah.
I mean, and I want to touch a little bit too about okay, back to your children's books and stuff now, and if people want to really get to see your children's books, or they can go to like online.
Oh yeah, Amazon.com, or just Google my name and most of my books will come up. Go to my website and there's a
Okay.
little bit of information
What's
about
your website? What is it?
ClaudiaMcGehee.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should put that on there. But
Yeah.
and also your stuff is at the Paradise Bookstore.
It is, yeah. Locally you can grab it there. My books, of course, it's so nice to have an independent bookstore
Yes.
right in town still, and they're great friends, and so the book is there, but online you can get it pretty
Yeah.
quickly too, and through the publishers
And
and things.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
at the Barnes and Noble.
Yep.
That's another. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, they're
another.
there too.
Wow, a great. You know what? a great account. Oh, there's a little wiki. There goes your website.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Yes. If
Great.
you have, yeah. So they could check your website, and find out information.
Yep.
I mean, this is a beautiful opportunity. And now, is your daughter going to follow into your footsteps?
Oh, she likes to draw. She loves to draw. But she's a little bit more like her dad, I think.
Oh,
Maybe not an engineer,
Oh.
but she's interested in international studies. We've traveled a lot. My mother is English, although she's lived in the States for most of her adult life.
So she's from where? From what?
Well, from a little south of London.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see you got a little London in you. Yeah.
And then my mother-in-law is from Germany. So, and they live there half of the year.
I could tell that with your husband.
Yep. I know, English and the Germans
that's
meeting together.
Meeting together, the minds meet together. So
that's right.
Yeah.
So we've traveled a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think our daughter has really kind of picked up on.
Has she been with you? Has she traveled with you all over the world?
Yeah. Well, as far as going to Europe and the UK, but I think we gave her the bug fairly early on.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
the world is big.
Yes. And now, of course, she's been all over the country. I've been everywhere.
Living, having a home, growing up in another part of the country, we do get back there quite a bit too. But when we moved to Iowa, I knew that I would love Iowa just by its beautiful landscape, and it's been influential in my art too.
It has.
So,
I could tell. Yes, your work and whatnot, and your coloring is. I mean, they are watercolors.
Thanks. They're watercolors. They're special watercolors. Two called dyes, DYES, Doc Martin dyes. That's the name of the brand. And so they're pretty, what's the word? Very saturated in color. You can see in the coneflower here and on the little girl's jacket. And I love that. I love being able to pop those colors out and show the.
Okay, now you got another?
Yeah, now sometimes as an illustrator of children's books, you actually illustrate other people's work, other people's stories.
So this is how do you pronounce it?
Amy Bissonette.
Oh, that's her story?
She lives in Minnesota, so she came up with the story and sold it to this publisher, who then called me up and said, "Hey, Claudia, we have this book that it's all about nature and all about a grandmother and a granddaughter and their special relationship together and showing nature through generations." And they asked me if I'd like to illustrate it.
Wow.
And so from that point, I say, yes, I would. And we signed a contract, and then it takes about a year to get the illustrations done.
So this is a year's work that you do. So this job took you a whole year.
Yeah, they do. Books take about a year or so, give or take a little.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a job. It's a job. But the good thing about your job, you can work at home.
Yes, and I thought, I've always done it, and we have a 17-year-old daughter. And when she was born, I thought, oh, this is going to be great. She'll play right here by the side of me, and I'll draw. But that doesn't work.
It didn't work for you.
No, I could get some work done, but I really had to kind of drop back a little bit while she was really little. And then when she went to school, I was able to do a little bit more. But I really wanted to enjoy parenting, I kind of did this part-time. But I did produce a couple books when she was little.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and it was hard, but I got it done.
You persevere. See, another thing about your work is it's really beautiful colors and whatnot. And how did you come up with ideas for your books to come? You have to come up through your head and say, I want to draw this, and I want to draw this. But this is your own art, your own style.
Yeah.
And so how did you come with the process of saying, okay, blank piece of paper, let me draw, this. How do you,
it's a mystery. It's a mystery sometimes, isn't it? No, I'll say sometimes I can see illustrations in my mind very clearly. And other times they just have to evolve as I'm drawing in a way. It's a weird thing.
Do you sit down? Do you like to draw with the music on?
Yes.
Do you like to draw with the TV on? Me, when I do my little cartoons, I like to have the TV on, even though I'm looking at it, and sit back and my greeting cards and do come up with some. So I'm gonna do some birthday cards.
Yeah.
So I'm doing 4 birthday cards. So I try to come up with, okay, what birthday cards I want to draw. Is it going to be I love you birthday cards or regular birthday cards, whatever, and then I just write the words down, and then I just do a little circle in 5x10 cardstock. And I guess I do pencil drawings, and then I draw through the pencil. I pencil in what the sayings is in my head, and then do the little pencil drawing there, and then look at it. I can change it up, whatever, and then from there, I do the inside of the card. Okay, because it matches with the outside.
Right.
And then I come up with the watercolors.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the words kind of prompt you.
Yeah, the words prompt me. Yeah.
And that would be the case when I have books that are already written for me.
Okay.
So then I just read like maybe this first page of this particular book would be, my grandma says she's not a good-looking woman. I don't know. She looks pretty good to me. She's not like other grandmothers, it's true. She's bony, and she dresses in Grandpa's old flannel shirts.
Okay.
So then I start to think, what does this grandma look like? Well, I know she's really thin.
Yeah, so you draw, okay.
But I want her also, in my own mind, I go, oh, she's going to be kind of funky, because she's not like any other grandma.
Yes.
So I decided to give her a long gray braid.
Oh, yes,
And
yes.
she's dressing, kind of in her husband's clothes, kind of big flannels, and so this is all me trying to figure out how grandma looks, but it's prompted by the words.
Prompted by the words. Now, your books that you do yourself, and how do you come up with that? How do you? That's
a little more like. That's more mysterious in some ways. Like this one I did write. This is called My Wilderness, and it's my second to last book.
Okay.
And
so how do you come up with how do you come up with that type of?
Well, this is based on a nonfiction on a true story.
Okay.
So I did a lot of research about this little boy named Rocky, Rocky Kent, and he and his dad in 1918 went to this very remote island off of Seward, Alaska.
Okay.
Dad was a famous painter.
Okay.
And I happened to go to Chicago to a museum, and I saw one of these famous paintings of the dad. And I liked it so much, I thought, I bet this could make a good story.
Yes.
And so for a couple years, I researched about the little boy and the dad, and wrote a story first, then sold the story to a publisher, and then I got to illustrate finally.
Oh,
so it's a lot of
what
process.
A process.
But again, it's words, because I wrote the story first, and then just like you, I'm prompted by what the words say.
Right. But you wrote it, this is your words.
Yeah.
But you took you 2 years to do research on this.
Yeah, on and off again. Yeah.
Wow. So altogether, it took, to get this book to this right here into stores, it took about 3-4 years.
Yeah, it would. Once you write it and then you illustrate it, then it has to go off and get printed, and then it has to be marketed and goes out in the real world. And
now, do you do your own marketing, or you have the
Well, I help, but the publisher does a lot of it, knows people, gets it into bookstores. The places that this one might sell, as you might think, it does really well in Alaska.
Yeah, I bet it's,
Yeah, but also universal, because Rockwell Kent was fairly well known as in the artist world. He died in the 80s, but his work is in Art Institute.
So people know,
the Met. So
now, and for this one, this is your book too.
It's my book.
And so how did you come up with the?
Just based on the idea that I love natural history, and especially regional.
So you do the words first, or did you come up with the?
Let's see, on this one, alphabet books and counting books, I would say I work out, like say with the alphabet book, I had to work out what would be best for A through Z. So I start thinking, what's out there that would be good for a C?
So, yes.
Coyote.
Yes, excellent.
Or maybe something that's a little more specific to our Midwest region, like butterfly.
Butterfly, yes.
Yeah, but I also, in my illustrations, want to make sure that kids can see other things. So B is for butterfly weed, but there's also a badger there too.
Yes. So, see, Oh, excellent.
Yeah. And then in the
Excellent.
back, on this particular book, there are little prairie notes too.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I
you
do
did that.
get to write a little bit about
Yeah,
each
you did.
one, aside just the one word.
You're a triple threat.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh my goodness, you do that. You do. Wow,
Well.
wonderful, a wonderful thing. This is
that's good.
this is a wonderful career that you have, and you've been doing this, doing these the illustrations, and writing children's books for how many
Well,
years?
let me see. This one came out in 2004, so a little over 10 years.
Oh, 10
yeah,
years.
12,
Okay,
12
okay.
years.
Now,
Yeah,
And
but
well, I'm gonna one question. I'm gonna quickly. I mean, now other aspiring young people, artists. I mean, you're well known.
yeah.
How would you direct them into that type of, if they have the itch to do this, or to really want to be an illustrator or any type of artist?
I always advocate that. People always think, oh, art, it must be so fun. It's what a great job. Sometimes it's even worse, like, oh, what a hobby you have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I want to say that you can make your living in art if you're very disciplined. I work at home, but I work 9 to sometimes late at night if I have to get a deadline done.
Yes.
So that's another myth I like to bust, is that we work really hard as illustrators. You've got to have deadlines done. So, but I would want to say to people that love to draw that you can make a living off of this, and don't let people discourage you to say, oh, that won't get you anywhere. So, I mean, and nowadays you can do a lot of illustration digitally if you'd like to. I still prefer to do the old,
pen and pencil. Yeah.
I like that,
Yes,
and I bet you do too.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Pretty
so
things, yeah.
I would say just follow that dream and find somebody, talk to them about what it is to make a vocation out of art. And
Never give up, huh?
yeah,
'cause-
keep doing it. And you're
Yeah.
gonna, like any job, you're gonna get discouraged sometimes, and you're not gonna get that book contract that you want. But then you just go on and,
Yeah. Keep persevering.
Yeah, that's right. Keep drawing.
That's right. You've been drawing, and you've, the talent that God bless you with has been a blessing for you and your family, and I am so privileged to have you on the show, to meeting you, and thank you.
fun.
I have my own cup now. She brought it here to show me. She don't know I must confiscate this cup. Yes, but it's a really beautiful talent, and you're a really beautiful person.
Thanks.
And you and your family, your husband, have been so nice to me. So, and your work. So we know that where your website was up there. They can go to your website, check out your work, get your books. It's a beautiful read for kids and for adults, because this not just for kids, it's for adults too. To look at the colors that you get, it's just ridiculous. Where am I? Yeah, here we go. The colors that you get, I mean, really nice colors, and
thanks.
the illustrations are really good. I do. Wow, I feel good about this and stuff. So
Well.
I want to always invite you back on the show.
Thank you.
Definitely.
I appreciate it. Artist to artist.
Artist to artist. I'm
Yeah.
a cartoonist, you illustrator.
Yeah.
And Dad, just to meet, this really inspires me to really go for my dream too. So
Good,
I
I'm
can
glad.
go for my dream. Lyle Style can go for his dream though. But I want to just thank you, Claudia, for being a part
You're
of the Lyle Style
welcome.
show.
It's been great. It's gone fast.
Yeah, the half hour is really here and gone. So man, so you pick up one of her cups at the Java House. At the Java House.
Sure, and you can throw away my art whenever
Yeah,
you
go
want.
away. No, but I would save this art. No, but yeah. Artists are really beautiful. You want to say shout out to your family or something?
Shout out to Dan and Lucy for always supporting me there and bringing me cups of tea at night and other stuff. So
Amen.
Glass of wine every once in a
Oh
while.
yeah, because that's what you.
Yeah,
yes,
art
yes.
sometimes is made with some
Yeah,
nice glass of wine
you
and
could-
chocolate.
And chocolate. Ooh,
Yeah.
wine and chocolate go hand in hand. So yeah, yep. And I want to say to everybody out there, to all my viewers that watch the Lyle Style Show, thank you for watching my show, and I'll see you next time for Lyle Style Show. Love each other. Bye. See you. God bless.